Feel me in the chat.
Meeting this being live stream. Okay, I see it. Okay.
We about to go live. All right. Here we go. Here we go. It's not what you call me. It's not who they call me, but as always, it's simply who I answer to. Greetings and salutations to everybody out there. I know I'm running 14 minutes late on CP time. To my non-melanated people out there watching right now, I'll let you figure out what that means later. But for those who know, you know, my name is Pastor Chris Alston, and welcome to another edition of Late Night Talks with Pastor Chris Alston. It was my fault, not my guest. It was not his fault at all, but my fault entirely. Uh, it was a miscommunication going on with Zoom. I didn't get the notification that that brother was in there waiting in the meeting room since 9:35. Never got a notification. Then once again, I was having technical difficulties, which seemed to be a running gag on this show at this point. So I'm gonna get on the phone again with Microsoft and Streamlabs because I can't keep having these issues, paying too much money for things not to work the way they need to work. But enough about me. This guy that we have on tonight's show, Late Night Talks with Pastor Chris Alston. Once again, I thank you for joining. Is none other than Coach Leon Frazier Jr. Leon is a dedicated coach, entrepreneur, and community leader who has spent his career bridging the gap between athletic excellence and his life success. He is the founder and lead trainer of Frazier's Athletic Training, also known as FAT, a program that was based or birthed out of Smithfield, North Carolina, and designed to empower youth by using sports as a vehicle to develop social skills, resilience, and long-lasting friendships. And before founding FAT, Coach Frazier established himself as a standout athlete at Bevel, I don't know
Level,
which is
yep.
right. Bevel State Community College, where he ranked nationally. This brother could hoop, y'all, for real, for real, in several categories, including steals and rebounds, and later at Huntington College, where he earned his Bachelor's of Arts in Business Administration. His professional coaching journey includes roles with Durham Public Schools and the North Carolina Gators AAU program. Most recently, he serves as the Horton Middle School assistant coach, I believe, and he also serves as the assistant coach at Wake Tech women's basketball program. Beyond the court, Leon is the CEO of Exover. I said that right? Exover?
Crossover.
A wizard.
Crossover. Yep.
Crossover. I'm sorry. Crossover Wizard basketball training aid business. His guiding philosophy for his work is summarized by the acronym SEE to support, empower, and encourage an active lifestyle while teaching athletes how to navigate life's obstacles. Leon and his wife, my cousin, they my cousins, y'all, um, have is it three or is it four children?
No, we got three. Don't throw another one in there.
I'm
It's
sorry.
three.
I'm sorry. For some reason, I want to give y'all four because y'all been saying since the beginning how big of a family that y'all wanted. I don't know why. Maybe I see something in the prophetic. Hallelujah. But anyway,
Take that one back.
take that one back. I feel you, brother, in this economy. Have three children, Zadia, Trey, and Maya. Uh, Once again, I introduce to some, reintroduce to others, none other than Coach Leon Frazier Jr. How's it going, my brother, tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you having me. Love what you're doing, man.
Absolutely,
Doing good.
absolutely. Did I forget to mention, because you did it to me, I forgot to mention this man is also, we came from the same NAACP class, 40 and under 40, right, in Chatham County, North Carolina. NAACP is 40 under 40 doing big things in the community. And he is one of these brothers that are doing big things in the community as well. So I wanted to plug
Appreciate
that.
it.
So
Appreciate you.
this
Appreciate you,
man
Chris.
is multifaceted. So um I brought you on because I know that what you're doing for the community is much needed. You are the very definition of as Jeezy said back in the day, put on for your city, put on for your family, put on for those who need it. Um, you were literally out here doing God's work by giving back to the community. And I appreciate that. So I want to theme this discussion and this conversation, the playbook for life, bridging the gap between sports and faith. So before we get into that, I just want you to hear something that the last guest that we had on, Dr. Cedric Lee, a pastor of Unity Powerhouse. Um, I have all of my guests at the end of each show to leave a word of encouragement to the next guest.
Okay.
So he left you the word of encouragement by telling you to stay committed and stay grounded in Jesus. That's the base of it. He said
Got
more
it.
than that. Central
Love
base
it.
of it. Be committed and stay grounded in Jesus.
Love
Um,
it.
what do you think
That's
about
awesome.
that as it relates to what you're doing?
Um, you got to be committed. I- like you said, the nonprofit sector is big, and in order for you to make an impact, you got to be committed, and you got to be grounded. So no matter how successful or how unsuccessful you are, you got to stay true to who you are, and don't allow anybody to change you. So that's big. I love it.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And I wish that I would see more people in the nonprofit sector because it's not about filling your pockets, but it's about filling your
Yeah,
spirit and
exactly.
pouring back into people uh, based on the things and the skills that you acquired over a said time. Um, how does that translate into what you do right now, pouring into people?
Um, that's my purpose, man. Like, I grew up in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma, we was in the church every day, all day, 8 hours a day, and go in when the sun go up and leave when the sun go down. So I'm very grounded and familiar with it. But I know my purpose and my ministry is not in the church, it's outside of the church. So I try to impact these kids that may have went through similar things that I've went through of, single parent home, low income, not really having that example around, but you maybe had one or two people that always gave you nuggets here and there. And that's what I just try to do. Like you said, it's not about money. Everything I do is from our pockets and donation of parents that have been a part of our organization. And I found that that's the easiest way for me to stay true to who I am. Uh, and I love it. I love impacting kids. I love not expecting nothing from the kids. The kids are full of energy, inspiration, and all they need is somebody to believe in them sometimes. And it's amazing what you could get kids to do if they just see that you committed to not making them be where you want them to be at, but allowing them to grow where they are and then kind of nurturing them and guiding them in the right direction. And they'll do anything for you if they know that you have that trust and love for them and you don't want anything else from them and other than the love and to know that you're looking out for their best interest. And I love it. I've been doing it for over 7 years. My kids have grown up in it. My wife is a part of it, and we've grown naturally and organically. And I thank God for everything that He's blessed us with, and I know it's going to continue to grow. So
No, I mean, absolutely. And, just, from a personal standpoint, just watching you, and even it's been a few weeks ago that you had me come and speak um, at the beginning of this year. Time flies. This is
right,
beginning of January, right? So we're at the end of
right,
January, so it's been almost a month.
yeah,
So I could see that um, in how you were handling the kids the day I was there. And you told me something one day. We were down at the old fashioned day, uh, and I talked to you about how do we, because we're getting older now.
yeah,
How do we relate to those kids? How do we relate to the kids? And you said, you talked about listening, and if they see that you care, they'll do anything that you want them to do.
yeah.
Could you expound on that a little bit more?
That kind of bridging. I remember that conversation too. That's crazy, but that kind of go hand in hand what I was just talking about. Like a lot of people I see, um, that say that they want to reach kids have this destination of where the kid should be, right? And they don't have the patience. It's okay to see your vision of where you want kids to be if their behavior is bad, if they're not paying attention and they got bad, like whatever it is, it's okay to have a destination for them, but they have to get there. And I think we forget as adults sometimes that we was kids. Like we're not going to listen. So you got to figure out how to get their attention. You got to figure out how to get them interested and want to do better for themselves. Because a lot of times kids think, man, I ain't getting nothing anyway, so why I got to do this or why I got to do that? Because they don't see outside of where they are or their circumstances. So I think that we have to meet kids where they are, and then help guide them. You can't reach every kid the same. You can't teach every kid the same. Some kids are nonverbal, some kids are verbal, some kids are physical, some kids are artistic. Like some kids, everybody's different. And I think we have to gauge and have different perspectives of how to reach them in order to get them. Because I ain't gonna lie, these kids these days got way more drive. Well, I ain't gonna say drive. They have more potential and they have more possibilities than we have. We just have more heart.
Agreed.
And I feel like if we could get them to understand that these visions and these dreams that y'all have in y'all brain, y'all can actually do them if y'all apply this discipline, these specific characteristics that they don't really have. And I think these kids could really change the world the way that we saw Malcolm and we have our generation too, but I think it's a gap right now of the next generation. Everybody see them as YNs.
Mm-hmm.
And I see some kids, I'm like, yo, I see some kids that got the potential to be the next whoever. And I think we just have to invest in that and not get tired and be like, I give up. They ain't gonna listen. They're gonna do what they want.
Agreed. Totally. I agree with that wholeheartedly, bro. I was thinking about when you were talking. Um, One scripture that comes to mind is Hebrews 12:1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin. Sin just means a mistake that so easily entangles us. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. And basically, what that's saying is that we have to live with endurance and remove all distractions. So, in other words, we can do anything we put our mind to. Um, it's through our faith and through the Creator that He's always inspiring us. And
Yeah.
just the work that you're doing, man, it's inspiring. Now, you talked about the bridge and everything, but like, I guess what what made you, or what pushed you, what got you to the point to say that, you know what, because we're gonna get to the basketball too.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
because you have an interesting story. He has a very interesting story, y'all. Um, but what got you to the point of wanting to transition from on the court to the nonprofit?
My kids, I think. I think it was
Okay.
my kids for sure. I knew basketball was my like calling to get kids to help them outside of basketball. But I knew that I know the game. And I know how to teach the game, and I know I could use that as a tool to kind of get some kids that maybe not going to the NBA, WNBA, or anything, but every kid want to play basketball, regardless if they could play or not. And I know I could be able to reach them by that. But my kids, when we had kids, I had to like sit down and be like, okay, am I going to keep pursuing this basketball thing, or am I going to figure life out and be a man and take care of my responsibilities? And I think one of the things that I wanted was for my kids to have a safe environment to get to know other kids and be around other kids and being able to foster that environment in a positive way. So it started with my two kids and two other kids, and it just kept growing. And I think the love of the game and my the kids just genuine appreciation for it just allowed it to grow, and parents start talking to other parents and kids start talking to other kids, but it was all fostered around being able to provide a safe space for kids to interact together, to build relationships and to learn from each other and from positive adult role models that will be around them, and that was the basis of it.
Wow. So basically, what you're saying is through your kids, it was definitely a calling.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of people that are teachers and they don't like kids.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them.
Let's get into it. There's a lot of people
Yeah,
who coach ball and don't
yeah,
like kids,
yeah,
and that be so confusing to me. Like,
yeah,
how do you coach a group of young people? How do you educate young people when you don't like them? Like,
yeah.
you can't tell me it's for the money. That don't make no sense either.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this stuff
Nah,
does not get
you ain't getting
quick.
paid like that. Nah,
You know what I
you're not getting
mean?
paid.
Like,
Yeah.
and even at your level, the only way you getting paid, and I ain't trying to get too ahead, but unless you get connected into a funneled in through like some type of like a government grant,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Somebody that has some real paper
Yep.
I mean that's I mean otherwise when you out here grinding and you doing God's work, it's GoFundMe.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
building relationships with people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we're gonna see today. We're gonna hope that this conversation goes viral tonight, so that this video gets into the right hands. That somebody can help paper up this nonprofit to
Hey.
help the. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
I'm
For
about
sure.
that. You have
For
not
sure.
because you ask not, and I have a lot of different people who have been watching and been responding. So you never know.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you an angel invest in a nonprofit, check out my man here at Frazier Athletic Training. But yeah,
For sure.
it's definitely got to be a calling. But so many people get wrapped up into doing something, but they're
Yeah.
not called. Could you go a little bit deeper, man, into the SEE philosophy?
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure we had a basis of how we want to interact with kids, and it's the C. We want to support them, we want to encourage them, and then we want to empower them. Um, and the support part is just the trust that you build with them, the understanding. Wherever they are, support them in a positive way, and then you encourage them. You let them know, hey, I see where you at, but you could do better, or figure out how to reach them. And then the empowerment is being able to put them in a position to showcase the skill sets that they do have, and to champion them. If you see a kid and you know a kid has a specific talent and you got a connection, plug them, empower them and let them know that they could accomplish anything and achieve anything if they put their mind to it. But it all starts with that support. A kid, I'm one of those kids that I'm reaching right now. Like I was one of those kids, and I know how I wanted to be reached. And I think a lot of us forget how we wanted to be reached when we was 13 and 12 years old. We wanted to be reached by fun. We wanted to be reached by somebody that didn't have they tie all the way up to they neck all the time. There's somebody that's cool that they could talk to about different things and get insight. So I try to stay relatable, but also making sure that the kids understand that I'm an adult and you're gonna respect me. You're not gonna be cursing around. You're not gonna do anything like that. But you could come and talk to me, and I'm gonna give you a realistic answer. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you an honest answer. But if it's not something that you want to hear, I can also help you to get to the point to where it could be a successful. If I think that you need to work on something or opportunity. So it all starts with the support. If the support ain't there, the kid's not gonna listen. You're not gonna be able to reach them.
Hey man, it don't get no more realer than that. I think a lot of times, and even I have been guilty of this in my younger days. We're oftentimes very busy,
Yeah,
um, and we say we want to support, this and support that, um, but we're not real with ourselves sometimes. Do we actually have the time and dedication to support whatever this cause is? There
yeah,
are people who do, and there are people who talk,
yeah,
and I believe you to be a doer.
yeah,
I probably just got to be a doer in the last 7, 8 years of my life. I know I doggone sure wasn't doing it in my 20s.
yeah,
I talk
yeah,
more,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
but
yeah,
but I got into my 30s and now I'm in my 40s. You have to lead by example. So you talk about support. What are other ways that we can, if you're talking to there's somebody that they're watching right now and maybe they hit a brick wall and they're trying to get into like a nonprofit space, so they want to mentor a younger person. Um,
Yeah.
how would you encourage them to empower the youth today?
Um, I'd encourage them to empower the youth is to understand the youth. Whatever your demographic is, understand them. Figure out what they like, what they don't like, and try, like I said, meeting a kid where they at is the biggest advice that I could give, because if they understand that you understand where they are,
Mm-hmm.
then they'll be more open and they'll be more receptive to anything that you feedback or advice or anything. But when we kind of go into a situation thinking that we're the adult and you're gonna do what I say type of attitude, it just gives off it makes people defensive. So having a warm heart, kind heart, and having the right intentions, being genuine, not expecting anything. These are kids, so if I reach a kid and I do everything for our kid and they treat me bad or they don't talk to me after they get a little bit older, I still I'm reachable for them because I understand that they're kids. So don't feel take anything personal if it don't work out your way. If you're trying to reach a kid and you just can't get it, just leave the door open. If you ever need me, you know, I'm here for you. And I think if we just understand that these kids are learning, and if we just be there for them as a blanket, you know, for them, even a conversation, a text message, checking on them, anything like that, kids will understand and see if you really care about them or not. And they really good at reading it. Like if a kid don't believe that you care about them, they're not gonna listen to you. They're gonna talk. You know what I mean? They're not gonna listen. They're gonna be receptive of anything. So if I'm telling a person that's trying to get in a nonprofit space how to reach a kid, is to understand the kids you're trying to reach and meet them where they are, and then create a plan with them, and allow them that time to fail and to be there for them, to pick them up and let them know that they could continue to be successful. Don't give up on them if you care about them.
No, that's very very true. Man, I liked everything. I like everything you said there. But I think you said something early in the conversation. I think sometimes with support and mentorship as adults, and you really hit it on the head. We forget that we were kids one time,
Yeah,
and we forget that there's grace and there's patience that comes with children,
yeah,
because we have to have that level of patience and grace with our own kids.
yeah, for sure,
Because
for
some
sure.
kids will frustrate the mess out of you.
Yeah,
To, like you have to pump your brakes and like, yo,
yeah,
I used to do that when I was, you have to remind yourself, is that
yeah,
me? And sometimes you be like, yo, that's me.
yeah.
You know what I
Yep,
mean?
yep.
That's me all day. And you
All
got to
day.
follow on that, be like, yo, like that's me in my
Yeah,
child. I recognize that. So I can't sit here and all of a sudden just ample
yeah,
criticize them so hard,
yeah,
forgetting that that person is a part of me and they're just a child. And they're
yeah.
still learning as children as we're still learning as adults.
Yes.
Because there's no, as they said, there's no guide to this.
It's no God.
It's you just sink or swim and you just doing the best that you can. So um
100% agree with that.
in having
100%.
that grace and patience and support, now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of
Okay.
you, sir. Um so I call this part of the talk the second half.
Okay.
All right. We just went through the
I like
first
it.
half. Yeah,
I
so
like it.
I did with the second half. So like stuff happens, life happens. Um, let me start here. Why basketball and how did you get into basketball? Let's start there.
How'd I get in basketball? I've been playing basketball since I was little. It started with one of them, what was it, Tyson? I think it was one of them Tyson goals that I had. My grandma and granddad got me the little plastic joint with the
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
with the
yeah,
yellow pole in the back. So it
yeah.
started back then. And then growing up in the summer times, I used to go home to my grandma's house in Alabama. My mom was in the army, so my summertime was the only time I really got to see my Alabama family. So I used to go home and they had a basketball goal on the dirt road. I used to play. I was the smallest one out there, and they used to drag me. So I had to learn how to shoot. So I got into it. It was just always fun for me. I wanted to beat them. So I just used to go out there and practice and practice and practice. And then watching NBA, it was Jordan, it was Allen Iverson, and then I started playing rec league, and I was good at it. I played baseball and flag football also when I was younger, but basketball was always my first love, and it just never it never left me. It's been in my soul. Like basketball is me. I will always be a part of the game, no matter where I'm at. So I always want to make sure I have my hands somewhere in helping the next generation figure it out. Any knowledge and all the knowledge that I have, I'm trying to pass it on. I don't want to go nowhere, and I got this information in my head. I was able to um, to make it to a level to get knowledge, and I want to make sure that I ain't a gatekeeper on. I want to give it to anybody that want to receive it. If you want to learn the game, I'm gonna give it to you.
Like that. Okay. All right. So I assume because you played at some of the highest levels, and we'll get into that.
Yep.
You did AAU ball?
I play AAU. Yeah, but AAU back when I was playing was different. It ain't.
Of course.
You had to
We're
be
gonna get
nice
into
to
that.
play AAU. You couldn't just play AAU. But yeah, I play AAU. Yeah.
You said something so key and critical, and this is no slight to anybody watching.
Yeah.
I've been retired from playing ball since high school. Well,
Okay.
intramural college leagues, we'll do that.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm gonna give myself a little bit more grace on that. But yeah, uh,
That still count. That
I'm,
still
I'm
count.
not you. I'm not you though. But I knew when it was time. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
this ain't it no more. Like,
Yeah.
but you had to be nice, and times were different.
Yeah.
No slight to anybody watching. You're a man of truth and integrity. Why do you say that then you had to be nice
Yeah.
versus today, in your opinion?
Cause there's so many AAU teams and pro, like it's a lot. And I'm starting mine this summer for my girl, so I'm not bashing it. It's just is your intentions right? Is it about development or are you about winning trophies? And I'm about development. Like I want these girls that I'm gonna be coaching to develop. Like, and by the time they get to that age of where they're getting looks from colleges, that they have the foundations of understanding the game, the discipline, defense, the hard work, the grit, and I want to teach it. And I think a lot of people just put their teams in tournaments and they just go play, and they're missing the developmental part of it. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think the development is missing. And outside of that, I think there's great programs out there.
Yeah, I agree. What I would like to see, and this could be a pipe dream. I would love to see the return of actual positions. You know,
Yeah,
true
it's gonna
guards,
be hard.
true centers.
Yeah,
Um, that's the nerdy side of me. That's the technical side of the game because everybody's a guard and everybody shoots the three.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
all analytics now are based around the 3 point
Three
and
pointer.
there's no one plays any defense.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to go back to positions. It's gonna be hard because girl. I mean, you looking at it now. You got Wimby seven. I don't know how seven something bringing the ball down, pulling up off. Like it's very hard because
That's
now I agree, but you got to think if I'm coaching, do I want a kid that could only play this one position, or do I want a kid that could play this position and that position and that position? So I agree. I do miss the position basketball, but at the same time, the evolution of basketball is getting so quick to where if you stay positions, you're gonna be behind the eight ball right now. Maybe I think maybe because I think everything goes in patterns. So I think maybe at some point it'll maybe may come back around. I think right now we're just in the meat and potatoes of 7 foot guards and that don't want to go on the block. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because I see highlights, I see a lot of kids that are big, but they got the handles and they got the shot too. And they not on the block. So I do agree with you though. It would be good to see a big like Shaq come back around. Like I would love to see another Shaq, man. He dominated the game on the block and couldn't do nothing about it. Dwight Howard, like those bigs, that's big. I would love to see that. I don't know how far we're away from seeing it, but I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Because I think, and forgive me, chat, we nerding out right now.
I know,
Because
right?
so, all right, I think that's where the European leagues are killing us.
Yeah.
The fundamentals.
Yep.
We used to have that. Now we're just basing it off raw, pure athleticism and talent, which in America that's still a match.
Yeah.
But when it comes to international play, and now these guys are coming over from Spain and the UK and Italy and playing in college now.
Yeah.
It's showing it's really showing and telling on us.
Yeah, I think the younger kids are developed more over there. I think after you get to a certain skill set, that natural athleticism is a whole different beast. Like I know that the Europeans got like the top five, top four players in the league, but we still got some animals
Yeah,
if because I think if you really put the best five Americans versus the best five Europeans, I feel like we will win. But I think they're just more skill and fundamentals. But if you just throw the ball out there and let them play, I know our talent is just so good. But in the youth and grassroots level, you 100% right. Their fundamentals over there is crazy. The kids over there, like uh, kids sometimes don't understand screens and language
and
in high school, like not even middle school or elementary, but like in high
yeah,
school, like
whatever.
knowing how to come off the screen with your feet right, left foot, right foot. Those kids are learning that overseas in like third and fourth grade. So they're preparing their kids way better than we are over here, and it's starting to show. But I think overall natural athleticism, I feel like we will always have that in
No,
America.
I won't take that part away from us.
Yeah, for sure.
I just see that it's a business at the end of the day. Um,
That's now you hitting there you go right there. And
and I
you
would
start to
yeah,
see that, yeah, there you go right there.
yeah,
If
and
you could see that we could bring these people from all over the country to thrive in this
right.
American basketball system, that reach goes from country to country. You know, you start the Yao. I think the Yao Ming really put that international thing because after him, then it started being a whole bunch of different countries that was started to allow when we started playing over there too. So
Definitely
you hit the
the
nail on the head,
I would even go back any further, but Yao Ming was the first superstar, international superstar, I believe, to
especially
Europe.
from China. Like we have Matumbo and all them, but I
Yeah,
mean like a actual like big country. Like
yeah,
he put it on, and then you started seeing once I think they saw that there was money over there. Oh, let's go to get these other markets too. And it's a very smart business.
that was very true, and realistically, he had a short stint.
Yeah, it was a powerful impact though.
The
That
impact,
grew the
no,
game.
oh, yeah, it did, and it's a business. And then getting into that, um, and I'm gonna say to what you can speak on
Okay.
in reason. Um, there's a business to the AAU.
Yes.
Um, and there's becoming an increasing privilege to the AAU. Um, versus when we were coming up, AAU was almost like of course it was the financial aspect of it. However, it was also used as a way to expose you to better talent,
Yeah.
um, to increase your depth in your game.
Yeah.
Um, kind of uses like an incubator and accelerator to college to the NBA.
Sure. For sure.
A lot of like we'll say like the guys that are retiring now, like LeBron, CP3. They've been playing each other since AAU ball, so they
Yep.
need these guys, you know, coming up. Um,
Yep.
can you speak to the at this point in time because the dynamics have changed,
Yeah.
the the privilege side and the likelihood of kids making it to that next level?
It's few and far in between. You got to be special.
Yeah,
And then with the NIL and kids being able to reclass and come back to college from pro and G League now, it makes it yeah, it makes it very difficult. But if you are a hard worker and if you work on your skill set and you're coachable and you would do those little things, you have a better chance. But it's very unlikely to make it to that highest level unless you show that dedication and that skill level. Um, but on the AAU side of it, the financial aspect of it for me doesn't have an impact at all. There are circuits that pay teams and the sponsor teams and stuff like that, and there are AAU programs that have no slight and or nothing at that, but have a lot of kids and a lot of um, age groups, but I'm starting from the ground back with it. I did a year with the NC Gators out of Greensboro. It was great, great young men that I was able to coach almost 10, maybe 10 years ago. It was a while ago. Um, but I'm coming back and laying the foundation for my program. That's going to be centered around defense, respect, hard work, grit, all those small things that the coaches look for. That's not a skill set per se, but an attitude, character trait. Um, and I think if coaches see that kids want to work hard and want to play hard and will listen, that's coachable, that will do everything they ask, that increases their chances of playing at that next level. So it's not all about skills; it's about your attitude, your leadership, your respect. Can a coach trust you that if they tell you a play that you're not gonna go out there and be hero and are you gonna get your teammates involved in those type of things? So as difficult as it is to get to that next level, if you do those small things very well and you have the skill set, it just increases your chances. And that's why I think AU should be. It should be making sure kids understand the road to that next level with those character traits and not just focusing on winning basketball games.
Having the right character traits and not just focusing on winning basketball games. And that's a word just in life. You know what I mean? You can win a lot in life and be a horrible human being.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, there's some people who have a lot of money and are terrible individuals.
Yeah. For sure.
And so I mean that's a great philosophy just to have in general, and I like that and I appreciate it. So I wanna I got off course a little bit. I want to get back to you. So
Okay.
um your your college career at Bevel, right? Community college.
That was my JUCO I went to. So I went
Oh,
to Bevel.
okay.
Yeah. I used to coach at Wake Tech. About 3 years ago, I was assistant coach over there at Wake Tech.
Mhm. Okay.
It was fun. We had what was we ranked in? I think we was ranked in the top 10 or 15 in the nation. We went to nationals. We lost, but we were conference champions. Um, Great group of girls that was there, hard workers. Shout out to Coach AB for allowing me to be a part of the staff over at Wake Tech. But it was fun, man. I would have so college coaching was my dream job. Like I really wanted to coach in college.
Mhm.
But the amount of time that it took away from my family, man, I was getting home. I would leave work, go to practice, and then I wouldn't get home to like 8, 9 o'clock at night. When I get home, my kids in bed. When I get up in the morning, they going to school and I'm going to work. I'm like, nah, because they were at the age. My daughter's always been interested in basketball, so she was at the age where I knew if I started missing out, her development was gonna be the same. So I had to give up my dream job to go back and make sure I was there for my kids because I can't have a nonprofit and be in there for everybody else and not be there for mine. So I had to make a decision, and I'm happy with it. I know I can always go back and do that if I really wanted to, but my focus right now is the kids. So, but yeah, it was fun. I love coaching at that college level.
I love the way how you always go back to your family. Um, Family's your first ministry.
Yes, sir.
That's the first thing that you should always have a concern about.
Yeah,
Is the if you're and I bear witness if your family ain't right, your house ain't in order,
it's
nothing
gonna be a
else.
long night for you, boy. A lot of
Your
long nights.
I don't care how much money you have. You can have $5 million in the bank, but
Yeah,
if your wife and your children are mad at you,
yeah.
you're not wealthy.
Nah, nah, yeah. That's a bad feeling.
Bank, you just in bad shape. You know what I mean? Like you just
Yeah,
a visitor in your own house.
yeah,
And so I like how you keep the main thing the main thing. You keep God and you keep
yeah,
family, and you
yeah,
continue
for
to.
sure.
So all right, tell me a little bit about and we're working backwards a little bit. Huntington College.
Huntington College. That was a Division III school. My basketball career is crazy. I'll run through it real quick. So I went
Hold on, be
to
quick, man. We still got a half hour, man.
all right, I'll run through it. So I went to my ninth and 10th grade year, I went to a school called Christian Faith Center. It was a prep school in Creedmoor, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Uh, Bishop Mac Timberlake, Pastor Brenner
Mm-hmm.
was there. So and then my 11th going into my 11th grade year, they stopped the prep team and the national team that we had. So I transferred and went to Southern High School, stayed there for 2 years. Graduated from Southern, went to Wallace State down there in Coleman, Alabama, JUCO. I went down there, didn't have any scholarships. I went down there on the humbug, went and worked out. The coach liked me, put me on the team. And then he ended up leaving my freshman year. And then I transferred and went to Bevel State. That's where I graduated with my associate's degree, played there. Then I got an opportunity to play NAIA, and so I did have offer for Fordham University. And my grades, kids, do your work. I went to summer school. I had a biology two class, man, and that class stopped. The coach did not want to give me a scholarship because he didn't know if I was gonna pass that class, and I missed out on a Division 1, playing Division 1. So do your work, man. That's why I'm hard on my kids, like because you can miss out on opportunity. No matter how good you are, if you ain't got them grades at some level, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So I went NAIA in North Dakota. Um, that was a little shaky out there. I was there for a year and a half, but I made a lot of immature decisions up there.
Hold on, you
Um,
North Dakota.
no, what you say?
You said North Dakota.
I was in North Dakota, yeah,
I'm about to say you
Mayville
can't
State.
come by that like, all right, North Dakota. I
That was my
ain't
only chance. Look, I was a hoop.
wow.
I was going anywhere.
I
They offered me
see.
the scholarship, a full ride. I was there.
Hey,
Um, and I made great relationships up there. This lady named Blanche. She was like a mother to me up there, man. Like I went through a lot of stuff up there, and she was there. Like she was there for me. And without going into too much, um, it was something that I needed at that time. Being away from my family, I didn't have nothing in North Dakota, and I felt like I was alone, and she was there. So shout out to Blanche. But then I transferred and went to Fort Valley State down in Georgia. Um, and there's a two transfer rule. So when you transfer twice, you got to sit out a year at the school that you're at. I didn't know that, and nobody told me that. So I would have either had to stay at Fort Valley for a year, not play, and only have a semester left to play, or I could have transferred and went D3, and I had my 4 year. So I transferred, went D3, went to Huntington, and I graduated there. And I had the opportunity when I was there. I think I was averaging like 27 or 21 at Huntington, and I met a agent in Greece.
don't stick with 27.
Huh?
Don't
You
stick with
said
two.
gonna say it's 27. I think it was like 21. I think it was up there though. I ain't gonna
Nah,
lie, I was
but
doing my
still though,
thing.
man,
Yeah,
over 20 points is nothing to slouch at. I don't care what nobody
yeah,
say.
yeah. I was getting buckets. I was getting buckets. And then I had the opportunity to go to Greece, and had the opportunity to earn a contract over there. It was in 2010. That's when the lockout happened. They was looking for only professional players. So they sent me and a couple other people back home, and I played semi-pro, trying to get back over there. My one of my regrets, side note, I don't regret, I wouldn't say one of my regrets, but one of the things I wish I had been more patient. I was a hothead when I was younger. My agent told me to stay over there, stay over here. I'm gonna get some more workouts for you, blah, 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 blah. And in my head, I'm like, I'm good. I'm going home because I'm homesick. I'll be back over here later. I never got a chance to go back. So I would say if there's anybody that has the opportunity or has been overseas, if you there, try to stay there as long as you can and grind it out. If I would have stayed, I know things would have been different professionally, but I don't regret it because I don't know if that would have put, I met my wife, I had like so much other stuff that I'm grateful and thankful for now that I don't even want to think about not having that. So, but I would say that if y'all have the opportunity to be in the place and stay there if you get overseas. And then I came back. I've been coaching um, since then. I came back and started coaching at Shepherd as an assistant coach in Durham. Shout out to Phil for giving me my first one. And since then, I was like, I'm in the system. And I went to Lakewood. I coached the NC Gators. Um, and then I took a break and just started training and developing. And then I got a chance to go to Wake Tech. And I loved it. I thought that was my path. And then I said, I got to be there for my kids and my family. But every step of the way and every lesson that I learned, I'm grateful for, and I'm trying to give back to these kids because I was the hothead, I was the knucklehead, I was the one that didn't want to listen. I thought I knew everything. I ain't need no help, and I just want to make sure that I let these kids know that you don't have to do it by yourself, and there are people that care about you that don't want anything from you but to see you succeed. So that's where a lot of my passion comes from is me giving these kids something that if I would have had, I think I would have been a lot more successful when I was younger.
Man, I hear you, but I got a different perspective. I think you were successful when you were younger because a lot of things that you talked about, man, like a lot of people, I can't imagine the grind that you had to go through with
Yeah,
all that. You did a lot of things that a lot of people who wanted to do their hoop dreams would have played it early.
yeah,
You got to see, different parts of this country,
yeah.
uh, helped you to transform into the person you are today. You got to go overseas. How long were you in Greece?
I was over there for a couple weeks. I wasn't over there long.
But
I wasn't
even
over there
that
long at all.
had to be an experience just for those couple weeks. That was, I'm
It was
sure,
lovely. It
I'm
was
sure
lovely.
something, but it was still a learning experience too. Just in that you look back on it now,
Yeah,
as older, like because hindsight is 2020. You don't understand what God has for you in those moments, but I know you keep going back, to family. And let me ask you this now. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be making this up. Didn't you have a tryout in the NBA?
G League. So the
Man,
Wizards.
that's still the NBA. Let's not go
Nah, it was
past
the
that. See, you try
it
to be
was
modest. All right.
no, it was the G League. It
All
was
right.
the Wizards affiliated team. I forgot the name of it, but yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, but it was a great experience, man. I got hurt before I went, and
I didn't know
man,
that. So that's what
yeah,
happened.
yeah. So
Wow.
so I was playing ABA. The
Mhm.
week that I got the invite, I had practice, and I went down to Savannah, and I tweaked my ankle, and I taped it up, man. I was like, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity. I went down there, and I got in there, man. I started to sprint. I couldn't do it, but I did everything I could, and it didn't work out. But and I never got another opportunity. But I'm grateful that I got to see what it would be like, uh, the drills, the conditioning, and things that they do because now I'm passing that knowledge on to the next generation of kids. So most of the drills and stuff that I do is based off of the experiences that I have. Um, and throughout my basketball career. But yeah, I did have a child for the League.
I'm saying, man, don't be modest. All people be
Nah,
doing things. Well, okay. So, all right, because I was keeping up with you when you were in the ABA down in Savannah. What
yeah,
was your average then?
man, I was putting up buckets. I was over
No, I
20.
know. I'm trying to.
And
I want to hear about.
Savannah, and then the next year, I know I was over 20 for those 2 years.
Yeah.
And I was I was young. It was fun, man. Like to play the game at the level when you know you're at your best. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
remember seeing your games on like early like YouTube.
yeah,
Uh, um, yeah, like so you being modest. You had the skills. I mean, God always knows best. He has other plans.
yeah,
Uh, but the ABA and even if it semi-pro or semi-pro is nothing to slouch at.
yeah,
Everybody can't say they were able to play any type of professional ball.
yeah. That's true.
That's, I
That's
mean,
true.
I always try to look at it. every experience. Sometimes we beat ourselves up and we be like,
Yeah,
"Ah, it was just this, it was just that." No, that was a big deal. Like, um, uh, I forget my brother's name. I don't want to call out names, but anyway, when we were at the NAACP 40 under 40, and the
yeah,
brothers like, y'all know this is a big deal, right? Like, this is not like
yeah,
a that was a big deal. Like when he
yeah.
said, wow, this really is a really big
A
deal.
big deal. Yes, sir. It
I
is.
look like some of the like most powerful people in this community,
Yeah,
county that were there, and
yeah,
so you can turn your nose up and say, "Oh, this was just a little thing." We,
yeah.
had calf. It was some
Nah, that's a
heavy.
big deal.
It was a big. So I guess I say all to say like your story is what's interesting to me. What we deem as small or insignificant, not saying that you deem it insignificant. We
Yeah,
kind of sometimes brush things off.
yeah,
Um, nah, man, your story, man, it's a big deal, man. Like
yeah. I-
because you got me excited and reminiscing. Like I want to go hit the court and hurt myself. You know what I'm
yeah, man. It's a lot. It's a lot I left out, but for the most part, like I'm happy in everything that I learned, man. I just want to give it to the next generation. Everything that I learned, any knowledge that's positive and good, I'm just trying to pass it down. So I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
No, man, I appreciate you, man. So let me see. Was there anything else? We almost at the end here. Oh, I know what I wanted to get into because and I kicked myself and beat myself up because at this time I was actually we were I think this was early on. I just got married
Hmm.
in the city. You were living in the city. You and Jeanette, you and
Uh-huh.
Jay were in the city, and I
Okay.
think that's when y'all had the restaurant.
Oh, okay. In Durham. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
was a wing spot, right? Or no?
yeah. We
Or no?
sold wings. It was like a bar, but we sold wings and food and
Okay,
stuff like
okay,
that.
okay,
Me
okay.
and
So
Mitch. Shout out to Mitch.
okay, yeah. So entrepreneur. So talk about that experience and what was it like? I mean, to what you can speak to.
That was one of the best experiences because you got to think about it being able to say you own something
Yeah,
like is a big deal. Like a lot of people just grow up knowing people or seeing people with ownership, but to actually be a part of owning a bar was a great experience. It showed hard work. The business side of it is cutthroat. It's cutthroat. It's so many L's that we took, but we took them as lessons. And I've applied a lot of knowledge that I've learned since we stopped operating the bar. And I make sure that I use those in any business or any conversation that I have. All those knowledge of how to do the back end stuff of the business, the paperwork, the uh just everything. It's just a whole different animal versus just going to work every day, which is nothing wrong with it because I still have a job as well. But owning your own business is a lot of work, and if you're not ready to sacrifice and give up almost everything, it's gonna be really hard to be successful, especially at the beginning. Once you start working your way up and get a little foundation, and then you can start maybe taking breaks. But man, the first 2 or 3 years is probably a grind. We was only open for a year, but um, I don't. We lost a lot of money, but I think the knowledge that I learned was way more valuable than the money that I lost because it allowed me to understand the business side of any corporation or company. The knowledge that you got to have, the hands-on details that you got to know everything coming in and out, the people you got to trust to work for you. Like it's just so many variables that you don't even think about, when you look at a business that goes on. So uh, I loved it. It didn't work out, but for me, it was successful because the knowledge I got, my kids gonna be good. Whenever they business they want to open up and run, they gonna be straight. Anybody that I know that wants to run something and operate a business.
yeah. I think everything you said is so true. Entrepreneurship um is the way it's entrepreneurship has always been a cheat code.
Yeah,
The issue with entrepreneurship is that it's hard.
very.
It's hard. Like even like I'll tell anybody that's watching this for any like younger person who wants to get in content creation or um learn media journalism like this. What I'm doing is this is one of my businesses.
Yeah,
Uh, am I making any money right now? No,
right. But you
but
will.
I will. But
You
I'm
will.
working. I'm working. This is one of my businesses until we start to make money because that's just how it is in the beginning.
That's how it
You
is.
building up trust. You're
Yeah,
building a relationship. I'm building up a trust and relationship with the audience who's watching.
yeah.
So at that time, when it's that time to call in a favor to do a crowdsource or GoFundMe, you have enough moral and favor capital with the audience to say, hey, Chris is
I'm a
on point,
support.
and we're
Yeah.
going to support him. Um, so yeah, so what he said what was it, the quote that said, "Don't follow your dreams, chase them."
Yeah,
Um,
tough.
I think so many times, and I respect this about you and any entrepreneur, is like we give up on our dreams too easily. Like,
Yeah.
uh, had it not been for COVID, and I got a few of my former members who are watching right now, um, COVID is the reason that got me back into doing content creation and media. I started doing it um, right before social media was like a thing. This in the early days. I was like loading up like little short video. You remember when Facebook you could only like upload so many like minutes
Yeah.
of on Facebook. You
Yeah.
couldn't do long form.
Yeah.
And I was doing that. That me and my sister was doing stuff like that. That was like early on,
Okay.
and this is a lot of work. So I stopped, and then some other stuff happened, and then
Yeah.
bright and clear, and that started taking off. So I was making some real
Yeah.
money. So I
Yeah.
start pushing things to the side, and but this was I never really fully understood why God would set me on this path, but it wasn't until last year and
Hmm.
turning 40 and going through some other things that uh because originally I was going to start this last year until situation with my son happened.
Right.
um
Right.
uh but to your point, we look at we don't hindsight is 2020. We don't understand most of the stuff
Yeah.
until we look
No, we
back and
don't.
say, oh, okay, it
Yeah,
wasn't
for sure.
you was you weren't ready yet, or like um yeah, you do basketball and athletics, but like, yeah, guys, I'm gonna use you in a different way, not just to be on the court, but off the court.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I really believe that, man. He's honoring that, and as Dr. Lee said last week, you continue to stay rooted and faithful in Jesus. Uh, every door that is slammed in your face is gonna open.
Yeah.
And it's probably even happening right now. I just don't know. Uh,
Man, what? Man.
always.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna share a quick. I'm not gonna give too much detail because I don't want to
Okay.
call
Yeah,
nobody
I
out.
got
But I did I was doing something for a county. I was doing a program for a county that reached kids that had incarcerated parents.
you. Okay.
Um, and I applied for a grant in this county, and there's so many. I think that certain people are so out of touch with what the youth need that they put these stipulations and guidelines on funding that are almost, it feels like you're only trying to reach certain kids.
I got you.
Um, and I got approved for the funding through a lot of hard work. And the funding only lasted for a couple of months because I had to pay for every expense that I um, had, and they would reimburse me. I was the only person that had to go through that type of process. Everybody else had their money up front, and they just had to put the receipts in. I don't even think they had receipts, but they put the funding aside and allowed those programs to operate. With me, I had to spend my personal money first and then submit my expenses, and then they would send me the money because I didn't want to operate by their guidelines and their rules, meaning they wanted a specific program for me to reach these kids, and I knew how to reach these kids. They didn't think that I would have any kids because someone tried this and it didn't pan out too good, but I had 3 kids. And it sucked that I had to stop the program because of the funding, but that is why I don't reach out for funding or grants. And I just want people that's out there that's trying to build something from the ground up, don't stop because that money ain't there. If your purpose is your purpose and you're in it genuinely to help people, the money will find you. Don't allow a state funding, don't allow a grant to stop the passion and the purpose that you have. Because at some point in time, somebody's gonna come along and the check they write is gonna be so big that you don't even know how many kids you're gonna impact in this world. So don't stop. I didn't allow that to stop me. And I just wanted to say that for anybody who's going through the funding part of it, you don't need funding to make an impact. All you need is a heart and the will. You can start with 1 kid and it will multiply. If you're really doing it because you love it, the word is going to get around and you're not going to have to defend your name for nothing. The people that know you will be like, nah, that's not what that program is about. I know that's not what they're doing over there because I know that person. So don't allow anything to stop your progress or your passion or your drive. You got to, sometimes you got to get out the mud. You got to get out the mud.
Man, and look, I was just gonna ask you to encourage someone and encourage the next guest.
Oh,
You just
look,
did.
there it goes. There it goes right there.
You
Man,
did. I'm like, this man is already. He took the words right out of my mouth, man. That I mean, that was awesome, right? That's an awesome word and a testimony. Don't just don't basically don't count yourself out. Don't get discouraged. Based on the things that you don't have. You know,
yeah.
um, and I've been there before. I'm like, this is what I need to happen. But that joke back in the day that Kevin Hart said, the way my bank account is set up, I ain't. Oh, I got to check in the savings 2 to 3 business days. It ain't this ain't math. It ain't mathing up right now. So
Yeah, for sure.
and it's like that sometimes. And we never know who could be watching us.
Yeah,
And that was the main reason why I wanted to create this platform. I know he's going to be watching, so I want to say to him right now publicly. Shout out to the homie Thomas Wilson. Um, he has a show that he does kind of similar. The Twist of Mind is just his late night.
okay.
And he does his sporadically, but he was or weekly, but it's different days he does his. But I think it's mainly like on Saturday mornings, sometimes during the week. But long
Yeah,
story short, his is a little different. And that was something I was supposed to been doing, but
yeah,
I'm sometimes if you don't listen, God will move on to the next person, and and Thomas is doing good work because I watch his stuff a lot. And brother,
yeah.
if you're watching, I know you are. You will be a guest.
That's dope.
Soon. You'll be a guest soon, so I'll be talking with you.
That's
So anyway,
dope.
um, but yeah, so I wanted to do this platform because I know that there's so many different people watching, and I'm connected to so many different people,
Yeah,
and tell people this all the time. Not to brag. This is just I know a lot of people. I know from the everyday person, and I know some famous and celebrity people.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so I got some surprises down the line, and
That's dope, man.
so you never know.
Yeah,
And I never like discriminate from the top person to the smallest person.
right.
Social media has us so interconnected that you know it's like 6 degrees of separation. Like
Yeah,
if you knew God bless his soul Kobe Bryant, that's a 1 degree of separation from what with you to Kobe for me. And I'll
Right,
be like, oh man, I'll let your man Kobe, man, see if I can get 10 minutes of his time. You know,
right, right.
that's that. Worst thing that brother could say is no.
That's the worst thing he could say.
And I'd be like, and I get it. I'd
Yeah,
be kind of hurt, but I'd be like, hey man,
yeah, yeah,
can't blame nobody for trying. But yeah, man. So there's a lot of people watching. Is there before we wrap, uh, is there anything that you're in need of from a uh, like volunteers, or I'm just
yeah. No, so we usually have our summer program, but since
okay,
I'm transitioning to AAU,
right,
we won't do the summer program, but I still do the spring. We did the winter one that you came
okay,
through. So and everybody that's helping is volunteers. Those are parents, those are
all right,
kids, like so everything is in-house. We don't really need for nothing, man. Like the gym space is the only thing we need. The gym space and I can make everything else shake. But I'm just thankful and grateful for you allowing me. I did want to shout out Crossover Wizard. That's my company that I have. That's the
go ahead,
basketball.
plug
I'll
that.
plug that real quick. So I did it's patent approved. Like I had to go through a whole bunch of paperwork, but I have a design patent for my joint. So my plaque is going up on the wall for that, but I'm going to be putting that out very soon, commercials and that type of stuff. But be looking over for Crossover Wizard. It's a dribbling tool to help with your crossover speed and our coordination,
Wow,
um,
wow.
and protecting the ball. So I'm grateful that vision came to me, and I'm able to be an entrepreneur using my knowledge and skill
We
sets.
got an inventor with the
Yeah,
patent.
yeah. Patent
It's
approved, baby.
the patent approved. And,
Yes,
and
sir.
say that again, crossover wizard, and what and well, you can say it. So what's the patent again? Because it's you now.
It's the design patent. So it's a design patent for my product. It's a basketball tool to help athletes at any skill level, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. It just helps you with your crossover speed. It's not to replace anything. It's just to enhance. And it's great. I love using it. It's a good workout. Like 15 minutes, all you need. You start sweating. Like it's a legit workout. It is
Wow.
dope though.
Crossover wizard. Um, so if you're an angel investor out there, we need this. We need call this brother. Call Leon up. We need this not just in stores, we need this online. We need manufacturing. All Shark Tank. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, yeah. Everything.
saying,
Whatever.
like a
Whatever it
lot,
is.
angel investors to mass produce this thing, take it to the next level because we're all about scaling up. And and hey, and I don't want no money. Just tell them when you announce this at first. That's all I'm saying.
You already know.
That's all I'm saying.
You
Tell them
already
when
know.
you heard it first. But anyway, man. Hey, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, man. I know it's late. And we got. Let me see. Let me look to see how many people we got staying up with us right now. Let's see. We got the views are crazy. Right now, live, we got 11 people live right now watching.
What up,
Shout
11?
Yeah,
What
we
up,
got
11?
a lot. Yeah, what's going on, 11? You know what I mean? We got over 100 views though, so that's good. And then I know a lot of people go back and watch on demand because they said, I want to catch you live, but you be too late. I
Yeah.
said, well, it's late night talks with Pastor Chris.
Hey,
I
you
didn't
gotta
want to
stay up for it, baby.
you gotta stay up. Y'all got somewhere to go.
Nothing to do.
Boy,
Snow outside. You ain't going nowhere.
y'all not going to church tomorrow. Y'all gonna be like on Zoom, on Facebook, like everybody
Right.
else, on conference call. I
Right.
mean, ain't nobody church open around in North Carolina. North Carolina is shut down.
Virtual, everything.
Everything you got, like some places got over a foot of snow. They having a doggone blizzard down there at the beach right now.
Hey,
Yeah, down
for
on the
real?
Outer Banks, they're on a blizzard warning.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Inch of
God,
snow
dog.
per hour.
That's crazy. A blizzard?
Yeah, they said it was like a hurricane force winds. It's like a Category 1 storm down there near the
Oh, that's
coast.
crazy. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah. So whatever's
Yeah.
going on.
Right.
It's as always before we go, I always just like to pray us out. because this is
So
still Pastor Chris, and I appreciate the motivating words that you gave to our next guest. Uh, they already know, so
that
this is, yeah, this is going to work really, really
okay.
well. But the way everything's been lining up with each guest, and they give a word to each guest, and how Dr. Lee gave the word to you about staying committed, and how you do, man,
Yeah,
and I respect that. I respect that and love that about you, man. But we're gonna pray out, man, and we're gonna get up out of
appreciate
here. Thank you right now for this time and opportunity, God. I just ask God that you just continue to move, oh God. Father, I ask that you continue to bless my brother, oh God, my family, oh God, and his endeavors and his business and his nonprofit, that his steps continue to be ordered by you, Father. Uh, Wherever he falls short, God, give him grace, mercy, and forgiveness, oh God. As he continues to be led by you, we give your name all the glory and honor and the praise. And we thank you right now in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
it, man. Man,
Hey,
appreciate
peace.
it, man.
Love y'all with the love of God. And as always, it's never, never too late. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late to start over. This is Late Night Talks with Pastor Chris. Peace and blessings. Good night.